Okay, so good morning once again. You are welcome in social science lecture. In today's lecture, we will continue chapter number 2 of history, the new kings and kingdoms. So today we will start from the Turkish invasions. Okay, so let's see. So the period between 990 to 1015 witnessed the loss of Afghanistan, Punjab and Multan to the Ghaznavids, a newly formed dynasty in the region. This cleared the way for Mahmud Ghazni, the most powerful ruler of Ghaznavid dynasty, to advance to the Gangetic plains. Okay, when there was a political anarchy in the country, when there was a political instability in our country, so it gave opportunity to the outsiders to attack and loot our country or control our country. So in our neighboring area, there was a rise of a great dynasty of Ghaznavids. Mahmud Ghazni was their leader. Now he decided to attack India and loot Indians' prosperity. Okay, so in a span of 25 years, that is from 1000 to 1025, he invaded India 17 times. So महमूद गजनी ने 25 years के अंदर इंडिया के ऊपर 17 times अटैक किया. He invaded the rich cities of North India like Mathura, Thaneshwar and Kannauj. He looted the Somnath temple of Gujarat and took away the loot to Ghazni. It is said that Ghazni was never interested in establishing an empire in India, but was more interested in the plundering booty to build a strong army and to beautify the city of Ghazni with this wealth. So वो यहाँ पर अपने किंगडम बनाने नहीं आया था. He just came here to loot the country, plunder the country. Okay. So he took away with him a very large quantity of wealth. Mahmud Ghazni, the most powerful ruler of the Ghaznavid dynasty, invaded in India 17 times. He invaded rich cities. He looted the Somnath temple. Okay, so this all we have seen. So the looted wealth he used for his own development and for the development of his empire, and then to beautify his own city, that is Ghazni. Okay, the Rajputs were divided among themselves. They could not unite and overthrow the Ghaznavids from Punjab even after the death of Mahmud. This lack of political insight may be attributed to the absence of a dominant force in northwest India. So the Rajput kings were fighting with one another and were capturing their one another's areas. Okay, they were not united together. So you can say that they don't have had the feeling of unity of the country. They were just loyal towards their own areas. जिसके पास जितना स्टेट है एरिया है वो उसी के प्रति लॉयल था. वो समझता था कि यही मेरा देश है. पूरे इंडिया को वो अपना देश नहीं समझते थे. They used to fight with one another, and that's why the outsiders attacked us and looted us. So Ghaznavids had also established their control over Punjab. So these Rajput kings were unable to recapture Punjab from Ghaznavids. Ghor was a vassal state of Ghazni, taking advantage of the weakness of the empire of Ghazni. After the death of Mahmud, the Gaur ruler Muhammad Ghori conquered Ghazni in 1173 and established an independent kingdom. Okay, so महमूद गजनी के बाद कौन आ गया? मोहम्मद गौरी. Okay, so he also attacked India many times. Now what we have learned in this chapter till now, since we are studying this chapter, so here is a quick recap of what we have learned till now. So between 700 CE and 1200 CE, the Gurjara Pratiharas, Palas, Rashtrakutas emerged in North India as major powers. During the same period, Chola kingdom was established in South India. The kingdoms of Gurjara Pratiharas, Palas, and Rashtrakutas were constantly struggling to acquire control over Kannauj. So they involved in fights for getting control of Kannauj. The main ruling houses of the Rajputs were the Pratiharas, Chalukyas, the Solankis, and the Parmaras. Cholas emerged as the most powerful kingdom in the south during this period. Then, the Chola village assemblies played an important role in the administration of the village functions. Then, in the last week, come to know that Mahmud Ghazni was the first Turkish invader to India, and he took away with him enormous wealth. So this was all about your chapter. Now here you can see the bookwork also. So where were Chohanas used to rule? Who were Chohanas? So Chohanas were also the Rajput dynasty, or uh, you can see a clan of Rajputs. Okay. So this was our chapter. Now we will do some book exercises. Shakambari. Okay, let's see this one. So you will only write with a pencil on the book. Okay, don't use pen to write on the book. So here we go. Tripartite struggle was over the area of which area? You can only write in the chat box Kannauj. Okay. So the answer is given by Aruhi Dadwal and Abhinav Singh. So it was Kannauj. So you can write in your books with pencil Kannauj. Next is the Rashtrakuta dynasty was founded by Dash. Who founded the Rashtrakuta dynasty? Danti Durga. Abhinav Singh writing Danti Durga. Aruhi Dadwal writing Danti Durga. Okay, so this is the right answer. Danti Durga. Pala dynasty was founded by dash. Gopala, Abhinav Singh writing Gopala, and Aruhi is also writing Gopala. So that's the right answer. So Gopala founded the Rashtrakuta dynasty, Pala dynasty. Okay. Sanchita Mehak, Arpita is also saying the same. Dash trace their origin to Hun tribes, who were saying that they belong to Hun tribes. Aruhi Dadwal saying Pratiharas, Abhinav saying Pratiharas, so we will write Pratiharas. So Pratiharas were the Rajputs. The Chauhanas ruled in Aruhi Dadwal writing Shah Kambhari. So this is the right answer, Shah Kambri. Okay, so this was our fill in the blanks. Now next is that